We are a rolling. Oh yeah. It's another episode of Crystal's Nightcap, wherever you are listening. First of all, thank you. Make sure that you are subscribed so you'll get notified on your phone every single night when I drop a new episode. And for all you guys watching on YouTube, y'all know that Tuesdays and Thursdays, Crystal's Nightcap is now on YouTube. You can see this ugly radio face on YouTube while I hang out with you for a little bit and talk about what was popping off. We're going to start off with Hand Me the Headlines. So this is where I talk about celebrity news, anything trending, anything that I, thought stood out to me. So we're going to go straight into that. The first thing that I want to remind you guys is that every hump day, so yesterday I have Crystal's boyfriend of the week. So if you didn't listen to that, it was pretty interesting. It turns out that he's been in prison, which is fine. He's still eye candy. 27-year-old Jose from Oakland, California. We did go on a little date. We went on a little picnic in San Leandro at the San Leandro Marina. And I talk all about that in last night's episode of Crystal's Nightcap. Also, in the episode where it says Crystal's boyfriend of the week. And in the other episode where I say I'm going to date with a guy who DM'd me, we have our first phone call. So if you haven't heard any of those, you should definitely go back and take a listen. But yes, hand me the headlines. We will start now. The first story I want to talk about has to do with DJ Khaled. He apparently was not very happy, okay? His album came out. The album's name is Father of Assad, and there was a lot of hype around this album. Pretty much brought upon himself. Like, he was making some very bold claims. He was saying that this album, Father Assad, was going to hit number one, that, every single song was going to be number one, that it was going to be so good, and that he has crazy features on it, which for the most part are all true, except for the fact that it didn't hit number one. You know whose album did hit number one? Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator came out of here and he ended up producing his own album, writing the own album, and it hit number one. It's the first rap album from a artist who not only wrote it, but produced it and hit number one. So that's a big deal. Everyone's really happy for Tyler, the Creator, except for DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled was very upset about this, apparently. He hasn't said anything on social media or to the public about it, but apparently DJ Khaled had a little temper tantrum and he marched his way into Epic Records, and there was a spy in there in the meeting that said DJ Khaled popped off, and he was not happy at all. And this is what the spy said, okay? This is what the person said who's leaking all this information. They said that apparently he stormed into Epic Records with an entourage. He was angry and yelling. He threw a temper tantrum. He was furious. There was some nasty stuff said. Publicly, he's all about positivity, but there's a mean side to him that people don't see. He overhyped the record and it blew up. He overhyped it as the biggest album ever, but clearly that was not the case. So yeah, DJ Khaled's people have not responded to his reports. DJ Khaled himself hasn't responded. And a lot of people are questioning, like, all right, like, is DJ Khaled really this positive guy that he puts off that he is? Is he, does he have a dark side behind the scenes? Apparently he does. And, here's my opinion on this. Of course he does. We all do, especially big, successful people. They're very competitive. Okay. That's how you get to the top, by doing your best work, working really hard. And he always talks about that, the major keys and all that stuff. So, I mean, am I surprised? I would say I'm a little surprised, but not shocked that he, has a mean side to him when things don't go his way. He really did hype up this album hella hard. Father of Assad, his baby's name is in it. So that makes it even 10 times bigger in his eyes. You guys know how much he loves and cares for his little baby Assad. Well, he's not a baby anymore. He's walking and stuff. Do you keep up with him? Little Assad, he's over here getting back massages. He's living the fabulous life. But yeah, I feel like that even put extra pressure on DJ Khaled to make sure that his album was number one. Didn't turn out that way. And, as someone who might be a perfectionist or someone who's very competitive, always used to being number one, of course you're going to be ticked off. Of course might have a temper tantrum here and there when your work, doesn't get the numbers that you expected it to get. I've personally worked with some people who, in the public eye, you think that they're really cool and happy and awesome and positive, but behind the scenes, they're terrible. And I think that we all know people like that. I think we all know people who we work with, maybe some bosses or whatever, that whenever they're out in public or whenever higher people are around them, they act very nice, but behind closed doors, they're mean or they yell at their employees or just irrational. And I don't know. That's just kind of how the show business is. I've heard that about some like other high caliber celebs. I've heard that about Ellen. I personally knew a guy who was he worked on Ellen's show. He was like an intern or something. And he said that like Ellen, like, I don't want to talk smack, but I've also heard from other different sources that Ellen sometimes behind the scenes isn't as nice. But I still love her and I still like watching her show and all that. But that just goes to show that sometimes you see someone one way in front of the camera or in the media or in the eye of the people. But yeah, behind the scenes, people get mad. People pop off. I don't think it's out of pocket for DJ Khaled to feel this way. He feels that the record label wasn't doing enough to support his album. So those are his feelings apparently from this meeting or from this temper tantrum that he had. And if he feels that way, those are his emotions. Those are valid emotions that he feels. So, I mean, like I said, I don't think he's a terrible person if to the public he tries to be positive and tries to act happy all the time in one way. But then when things really go down, he's a real person. He's going to have feelings. He's going to get angry. You can't really knock him for that. So those details are up too if you want to check them out, lacrystalrosas.com. Now let's get to this Forever 21 story. Okay. If y'all have been rocking with me since the JV show, you know me and my relationship with hot Cheetos. I have a very different relationship with hot Cheetos than most people do, I'd say, because yes, I'm obsessed with hot Cheetos. Every Mexicana girl is since high school, since middle school, since they were in my presence, I've been obsessed with hot Cheetos, like many of you Latinas have been as well. But I like my hot Cheetos kind of differently than you might. And I've definitely been called out on this on the JV show. I haven't spoken about it on Crystal's Nightcap yet, but I like to stale my hot Cheetos. Graham, oh, bless his soul, he would buy, even though him and I would fight and I hate him sometimes, Graham would, whenever he went to Costco, he would make an effort to buy me the extra large bag, like the family size bag of hot Cheetos. And I would just let him out to stale. I don't know why, but I loved stale hot Cheetos. And there's a story to this. Don't worry about it. It's coming. But this was accidental. Like my love for stale hot Cheetos was accidental because one day we have a little market here in our station and you can like buy hot Cheetos there. I bought like a little dollar of hot Cheetos. I opened it, ate half of them, left half of them opened. And then the next day I was like, okay, well, I know they're open, but I'm still going to eat. I still want them. I'm still going to finish the rest of them. And they were stale. And I thought they tasted even better. I do think that stale hot Cheetos taste better. And then when Graham would bring me the big Costco bag, I would just leave it open. Like it was never closed or rolled up. It was just literally sitting on my desk opened and I would eat those gladly. And also with that being said, it deterred people from eating my hot Cheetos. So like I remember Gabby Diaz sometimes wanted some and I would be like, yeah, here sis, and give her the big family size bag. And she was like, ew, why are these stale? And I'm like, I like it that way. But anyways, you guys know my obsession and love for hot Cheetos. And now Forever 21 is jumping on the bandwagon. They collabed with the Cheeto brand and they have a hot Cheeto clothing line out. You can get Cheeto themed swimsuits, sweatshirts, t-shirts, beach towels, accessories. All the shebang is being sold at Forever 21 now and online. And I saw the one piece. Esteban's going to put it up right here. My little cousin right there. He's going to put it up. And this one piece is fire. I mean, no pun intended. It looks hella cute. I got a pair of hot Cheeto socks for my birthday from one of my best friends, Lisa, and I do wear them sometimes. I think that the one piece is very cute. It's like a one piece swimsuit, but I don't know if I would actually wear it out. Like, I don't think I would wear it to a club or anything. I do think it's a little tacky because, there are certain, you guys have seen like those hoodies, like backwoods hoodies, or you've seen, you've seen the hot Cheeto sweatshirts already before, even though like now Forever 21 has their own collab, but I don't know. I do think it looks a little tacky when you wear it out. I think a fun swimsuit is cute. I think a sweatshirt is going a little too far. A beach towel is cute too, but I'm not going to wear it as a look. I would probably wear just take a few photos on Instagram, but I wouldn't really wear it out and about. It just is a little too tacky for me. I don't know. What do you think about this? If you're watching on YouTube, sound off in the comments below. Are you about this Forever 21 Hot Cheeto collab? Is it something that you'll actually buy and wear around? Or do you agree with me that it's a little tad bit too tacky? But this stuff is cute and people are going nuts over it. For sure, for sure. Now I want to talk about, there's a very famous couple, worldwide known, and they are coming for me. They are coming for my brand. I personally feel attacked. I feel victimized. I am not okay. I'm not okay. It's looking bad for me, okay? Because Barack and Michelle Obama are going to start their own podcast. And y'all know that I started this podcast in the beginning of the year. It's been 6 months. I've been working hard every single day to bring you guys content. Now we're bringing it to YouTube, and I'm over here sitting at work, like going overtime with the overtime, trying to get these numbers for my podcast. And Michelle and Barack Obama are just going to come in here and get like 50 million times the viewers and listeners that I'm going to get. And I just feel attacked. I feel victimized. But, podcasts are the thing right now. They are popping off. Feels like almost everyone is getting a podcast now. So I definitely understand. I'm not exactly sure what the podcast is going to be about. There hasn't been too many details out yet about it. If it's going to be on the political side of things, I think I'm going to have to take a step back from that, because I know politics are important and I should know about it and I should care about it, and it affects me and all of us personally, but I just don't really care about it. I don't want to hear about politics. I don't want to read about politics, especially in the climate that we're in now. Sometimes I feel hopeless, and sometimes I feel like if I get too involved with it, I don't even know what I could do and how I could change things. So I'd rather just not know about what's happening in the realm of politics. But I don't know. What I think is that Michelle and Barack Obama are they're like icons, right? And myself and a lot of us really respect what they have to say, but I also think they're great personalities. Like, they're fun to watch. Like, Barack and Michelle Obama get it. They're in the culture. They get trends. They even like had YouTubers and stuff come to the White House one time, and I thought that was so cool. Like, they really tried to reach out to the youth, which I love. So if it's more of a like talk show podcast and not politics, and they have guests on and chit chat with them and talk about regular things other than politics, I think I would kind of be down with that. Would y'all be down to listen to a Michelle and Barack Obama podcast? I think it would be dope if it was that sense. But like I said, if it was about politics and stuff, I don't really think that's my cup of tea. But again, sound off in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Hit me up on socials at La Crystal Rosas. Let me know. Are you down for this? Are you going to be listening to this? Now, last night in Crystal's Nightcap, I told you guys a story about Beyonce and Jay-Z here at the Oracle Arena last night watching the Warriors courtside, and there was a little problem. There was a little issue that some people spotted. And the video went viral. I mean, it got crazy clicks on my page, lacrystalrosas.com, because you guys know what happened. There was a female sitting next to Beyonce. Beyonce was in the middle of Jay-Z, and this female is kind of reaching over trying to talk to Jay-Z. And it looks like Beyonce was a little hot and bothered. Not too hot and bothered. She just kind of gave the little side eye to the lady sitting next to her. And honestly, I didn't know who this lady was sitting next to her, because when I typed up the blog and put it up on lacrystalrosas.com and shoved it out to our Wild and A for 9 Facebook, y'all let me know that this wasn't just any female, because I had written it out as like Beyonce fans troll Warriors fan who was trying to talk to Jay-Z for too long. That's how I kind of wrote it out. But y'all let me know that this lady who was talking to Jay-Z and Beyonce wasn't just some regular schmegular person, wasn't just some regular schmegular fan like we would be. She is Nicole Caron, and she is the wife of the Golden State Warriors majority owner, Joe Lacob. I didn't know that. I did not know that at all, but I'm thankful for our Wild and A49 listeners and fans on our Facebook who let me know. And by this morning, everyone in the whole world knew who this lady was, because she was getting dragged through the mud. Poor thing. Pobrecita. She was getting death threats over this video. The Beehive came in hot. Okay, sis only had, I remember looking at her Instagram last night, because it was around a little after midnight when everything kind of like started popping off. And when I was able to find out that she was the wife of one of the Warriors majority owner. So I did go on her Instagram, and she had like 6,000 followers, which is that's kind of a lot of followers. And I did see some beehive, little bee emojis in the comments. I didn't see anything too crazy, but yeah, it was today where yesterday and last night where things just were getting way, 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 way out of control. She ended up responding on her own Instagram, and she just basically said that she wasn't trying to be rude at all. She was talking to Jay-Z and Beyonce about getting them drinks, what kind of drinks that they wanted. And that's what the conversation was. Like when you see her reaching over Beyonce and talking to Jay-Z, it was her simply asking what drinks he wanted. And she was just trying to be a good hostess because they were visiting at her husband's team home, the Oracle Arena. And she didn't mean any harm by it. So poor thing had to disable her Instagram. She had to take all of her social media down because, like I said, she was just getting dragged. She was getting death threats from the Beehive. Like, you better watch out who you messing with. The Beehive just goes way too hard. And honestly, I do not think that was warranted at all for poor little Miss Nicole Curran. She really didn't deserve that. That's what I feel. And I think, like, if you think like, man, I would want to go viral one day or viral for something, viral with Beyonce, it wouldn't be for that. You wouldn't want to go viral for that. And there is a reporter for the sports outlet. Her name is Ramona Shelburne. She actually talked to Nicole last night. She said, I just spoke to Nicole Curran, the wife of Warriors owner Joe Lacob, about the incident with Beyonce last night. She was in tears, said she'd been getting death threats on social media all night. This morning, she disabled her Instagram account just to make it stop. Her tweets kind of go on for a short little thread. And yeah, I think it went a little too far. I thought it was funny that it popped off here in Oakland, Bay Area. You see us on the map, okay? But I mean, it wasn't really for a good thing. Unfortunately, any kind of interaction with Beyonce and Jay-Z is going to go viral no matter what happens. I mean, Beyonce could have just been smiling there, like looking fake, and people still would have been like, look how fake Beyonce is smiling when this rat next to her is trying to get on her man. Anything that Beyonce could do in terms of an interaction with someone will go viral no matter what the case may be. So I kind of feel really bad for Nicole Curran. Like I said, she did not deserve this at all. But I think the story was kind of interesting, and I think it's really funny that it did go viral. But poor thing, like, y'all Beyonce fans need to chill down. The Beehive, like, quit with the buzzing, because honestly, these people don't deserve to get attacked like this. That's what I think. The next story we're going to talk about has to do with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, baby. He's so attractive to me. I don't know I know he kind of has a baby face, but it's just his swagger and his confidence and his deep voice. Bad Bunny, baby. I think he's so hot and sexy. I love me some Bad Bunny. His albums was really, really good. He was here in the Bay Area last month. He was here in the Bay Area last month. I didn't get to see him. I really wish I did, but he's hella fine. I'm definitely a Bad Bunny fan. So Bad Bunny graced the cover of Paper Magazine today, and he put it on his Instagram, and he had a whole interview with Paper Magazine. And if you don't know this about Bad Bunny, he definitely doesn't stick to normal gender roles. Like, I remember kind of questioning a little bit when I first saw him with the very loud nail polish. Bad Bunny wears like pink nail polish. I know some rock stars or some like reggaeton artists, some people be wearing the black nail polish, short nails, right? And guys who want to be a little extra, they wear black nail polish. I do understand that, but Bad Bunny's been out here for quite some time wearing yellow nail polish, pink nail polish. He don't care. He's trying to spread the love and the rainbows out here. I haven't heard him talk about his sexuality at all, and this isn't really about that. This is more about just his style and how he likes to express himself and how he feels. And he's worn stilettos before. He wore like little heels to the Billboard Awards. Bad Bunny don't care. He don't give a F. He does whatever Bad Bunny wants. But yeah, there were a lot of homophobes who were attacking Bad Bunny for his choice of, nail colors. And even recently, Bad Bunny was wearing acrylic nails. If you see the Paper Magazine cover, you're going to see it right here. He was wearing acrylic nails. Long, neon yellow, acrylic, almond-shaped nails. Okay, so like these pretty much, except for not coffin. They're more round. You'll see it right here. And like I said, a lot of people have gone off on him about it, asking him why he decides to wear things like that he should just come out already or whatever. And In the article that he has with Paper Magazine, he defends himself. He says, "I'm not telling people, hey, paint your nails or color your hair, do this or do that. I'm simply saying, do what makes you happy and to never limit yourself." He continues, "Just be yourself, be happy in that. And also don't criticize or judge because maybe for you, something's bad or not bad. If you like or dislike something, that doesn't mean everyone has to share your same opinion. It's about that. Respect. It's so basic." And I agree with that. I mean, with his long acrylic nails, Bad Bunny can still get it. 100%. He's fine to me. I don't care. I was talking about this actually with my nail girl, Betty Cakes. You guys hear me talk about her a lot. We were talking about this yesterday. She just did my nails. If you're on YouTube, you can see them. The little frutita. Yeah, she did them all different colors. And every single nail has little fruit in it. Can you see it, Sebs? Or no? Closer. So cute, right? We're talking about Bad Bunny and how he wears nail polish and long nails. And she thinks that he might be bisexual because of this. I don't care. I don't care at all. Like, if he's bi, whatever the case may be, he can still get it because he has that swag. He still has that masculine swag, I think. But I did say this on air on my show today on Wild 949. If I'm out and about and I do see a guy and he is wearing acrylic nails, I don't know if I would personally go for that type. I think because Bad Bunny has a swag and he's a big reggaeton artist and I'm just in love with him. I think that's why for him, like, he can get a pass in terms of me. Like, but if I am going to be honest, right now in my life, if I do go out and about and I see a guy who is wearing like pink nail polish or their long acrylic nails, I don't know if I would really off the bat come for him or try to get at him. But if he came at me with that big D energy, with that big girth energy, I don't know. You never know these days. So yeah, if you want to check out more details of what Bad Bunny said, you can check it out for yourself. LaCrystalRosas.com. So Crystal, I was just about to say Crystal. Crystal's a question of the day. I haven't done this in a while, but I did bring one to you guys a day ago. And I saw this tweet on Twitter, obviously, and it kind of brought my attention because I'm 25 years old. I live in a garage that I pay rent in, and I love it. It's like a garage turned apartment, so it's like not that bad. But, you know, in the Bay Area especially, it's hard for people out here to live on their own when they're young and get their own spot and all that. So I did see this tweet. I'm trying to pull it up on the computer, but our computer's hella slow here. I don't understand why, so I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. But basically, this girl on Twitter said the following. She said, "I'm sorry, but it's a certain age where you need to get your own space and do your own ish, LOL. You shouldn't be 25 still living in your mom's crib rent free." So that's what she's saying. She says there's a certain age that you need to get your own space and do things. You should not be living 25 years old in your parents' crib with rent free. And I posted that tweet to my Instagram story. I asked the question, do you agree? Yes or no? I love Instagram polls. I'll always do the polls for you guys. And it was really split. It was like 51% yes, I agree, and 49% no. So like pretty much it was just 50-50 of y'all saying that 25 is too young to be, too old to be at your mom's crib without paying rent or doing anything. So I also love to hear you guys' responses and DMs. So I'm going to read some DMs right now on Instagram from you guys. Fernandez M says, people who are over 21 should already be on their own. They want to claim to be grown up. Then you should play all the parts, not just talk about it. Okay. 21, over 21. I don't know. At 21, y'all, I was still trying to figure out my life. Like, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I had an entry-level job here at Wild 949. It definitely was not paying the bills. I had like 3 jobs. So there was no way that I was able to live out here on my own when I was 21. There was absolutely no way. So I'm very lucky that I had my parents, and a lot of people who responded felt kind of the same way. Like a sprained ankle boy says, it's expensive AF out here. Like, yeah, definitely shoot some rent money, but buying a whole spot by yourself, that's pricey. And getting a high paying job in the Bay too, it's rough out here. That is also a thing. Like it's hard out here in the Bay because our minimum wage is like $13-14, right? That's where you start off. And every year you might get like $1 or $2 raised depending on the company you're at. I don't think I've explicitly talked about this before, but if you are in a situation like that, you definitely should be getting a raise within like a year or advancing your life in some other way if it's not monetarily, either it be school or a passion that you're still working on or starting up something on your own. Yeah, I understand what you're saying here with the high paying thing, but I have a lot of people, a lot of friends my age who they're not really staying at the same job anymore. They're like bouncing around now. And every time you bounce to a different job, you should be making sure that you're getting more money or something added, better health care, or I don't know, paid time off or something. I personally think that every single year you should be progressing in some part of your life. But yeah, at 21, you're still young. At 25, though, if you've been hustling and working since you were 18, I think at 25, you shouldn't be having to struggle so much with money. You should kind of already be able to somewhat live on your own. If not live on your own, help your parents out with something. Recalized said, I think if you're helping out with the bills, groceries, etc., then you're good. If you're just freeloading, well, that's when I agree with the comment. FYI, I feel it sometimes is based on culture, whether you move out. Example, my family, until you get married, then you decide to move to another state or city or just move out. Totally agree. Like us Latinos, us Mexicanos, no. My brother is 26 years old. He's still living at home. He loves it. Is he living at home for free? No. My brother pays rent. Okay. And not only that, you guys know my brother has a kid that he's also paying child support for. So even though my brother lives at home, my mom loves him there. He loves it there. My dad loves him there. They love having the baby there. So I'm not really looking down on my brother for living at home still. I would throw him a little shade if he wasn't helping with anything like this comment said, helping with groceries or the rent or anything like that. But there are certain cultures where it's okay, it's customary to live with your parents until you're older. Salinero _ D26 says, cut the damn umbilical cord. Too many parents out there hurting their kids without even knowing it. I see that too. And I feel like those parents are more like enabling their kids if they don't ask for anything from them. Like I personally know a guy, I'm not going to say his name or put him on blast, but I know this guy who he lives at home for rent free. He's my age. He's completely chilling. All he pays for is his car. And that's it. And I'm just like, okay, well, what else do you want to do in life? You're 25 years old. You live with your mommy and daddy. You aren't paying rent. You aren't even saving money. Are you content like that? Some people are content like that. And I just don't think that's okay. Like, I think you need to grow up and do better for yourself. But not everyone has that mentality. That's the thing. There are people who 30s, 40s are still mooching off their parents and they're completely content with that because they're fine just riding this dull wave of life. I don't know. I kind of have that hustler mentality and I want better for myself. I hope you listening do too. And hear me when I say every year of your life, you should be progressing in something or another, Like I said, if you're not making more money because your job just isn't where it's at right now, or you can't make money right now, or your job, make sure that you have something on the side that you're either getting income in or making you happy or helping out your folks or I don't know. Jasha Boy says, they made me, they can pay for me. Okay, see, this is one of those guys who is fine with just riding the dull wave of life and your parents are there and if I can't afford to move out, then I'm going to be here and you're going to pay for my food and everything like that. I don't know. If you're 25 years old, you got to pay for something. You got to be a grown up in some way. Love Carolina says, it's just expensive out there. So I get living at home, but think the kids should contribute. Kick down some cash each month to help with the expenses that go with running a household while still having money for your own one day or saving for yourself one day. Yeah. And I love it that parents are super cool to let their kids stay at home and save money too, because even though my brother is still paying my parents rent, he's still able to save money and he wants to buy a house one day. He has goals one day. And I think that's fine. I think it's awesome when parents are able to do that. In my case, I really needed to move out. It was not, my household was a mess. I've talked to you guys about this. I have nightmares that I still live with my mom and dad in that roof. It was terrible for me. I mean, not only I still had, the Mexican household thing, right? My brother conceived a child while my mom was in the living room and he was in his room, right? I couldn't even have a guy in the house. I wasn't allowed to date. And I was 24 years old, dating guys. I couldn't have anyone come over. So, you know, if I'm trying to do my grown people thing, I got to be creative with it. That wasn't cool. I hated that I couldn't bring guys over, which I also respected because I understand the thing, but the double standard was just annoying. I had my little cat frappuccino. I explained to you guys how my mom forced the litter box in my room. So my room just smelled like a cat litter box and it was terrible. I hated that. I still had rules. My parents and I would fight all the time. So I needed to get out. And I thank God every single day that I was able to get this promotion and get my own gig here at Wild 94.9 because I was ready to just try something else. I was already at Wild for like 5 years at the point, still making the same amount of money, having hella jobs, and it was just a little too much. I was like, man, I'm going to have to move or something because I cannot be in this household anymore. And the timing was so perfect for me that right when I was, you know, a few months into turning 25, I was able to get a promotion and I got a raise where I was able to pay rent now and be on my own. And I'm very lucky for that. But if you're not in that same boat, you need to consider where you are and you need to consider moving or changing jobs or, you know, job hopping. That's totally a thing that millennials are doing. I touched on it a little bit, but stay at one job for a year. Make it like a name that people know and recognize. Put that on your resume, then bounce to a new job. Make sure you're getting more money at the new job. Put that on your resume. After a year, bounce to a new job. My girl did that for 6 years. She's like 25, 26 now. And now she's working at Google. She's working at Google making hella money because she's been able to bounce around with big names here in the Bay Area. And now she can afford to live on her own here in San Francisco, working for Google down the street. That's my advice to you guys. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, if you feel like, man, you're barely making it, you don't have enough money to move out, you know, take advantage. If you're okay with your family and living with them. See, that's the thing. I would love to still I loved my room. Like my house was great. Like everything except the relationship with my family was great. My mom would make dinner for us. I didn't pay rent or anything because I had been paying off school. So my parents were very lenient on me not paying rent because I had to pay off Cal State East Bay. So I didn't pay rent, but it was like coming up where I had just graduated and it was like already a year. And my mom was like, okay, what's happening? You're not making more money. What should we do? Kind of thing. And then boom, it all ended up working out for me. And like I said, it was super toxic in my house that I could not be there anymore. As soon as I got the check enough in my check to move out, I did, right? So if you're not there yet, it's okay. Keep saving your money if you can. Help out with your parents if you can. But you should be considering at 25, if you don't have enough income to live on your own and you're not happy at your house, you should consider looking for a different job. And there's tons of jobs, like I said, here in the Bay. We have crazy startups. We have huge corporations and names. We have Silicon Valley right down the Bay. So yeah, try to get yourself out of that situation. Don't be like this dude that I know who's just sitting at home rent free, buying chains and diamonds and stuff and spending money on designer things when he doesn't even have a savings. He isn't paying rent to his parents. It's like you're wasting progress that could be helping you in your future. Like, just don't be content just like riding the dole bus. That's my idea. Those are just my thoughts. What do you think about this? Do you think at 25 you should probably be moving out or contributing something in the household? Or do you think, hey, my parents made me, they can pay for me? Sound off in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube. Hit me up on socials at La Crystal Rosas if you have your personal opinions. If you need advice or have a question or concerns, always hit me in the DMs, you guys. I'm always responding on there. And that pretty much wraps up tonight's episode of Crystal's Nightcap.
Thank you so much for listening. Wherever you are listening, do me a solid, make sure to subscribe. If you're liking these nightly podcasts, refer to a friend. Like, let your friends know that there's this crazy Mexican girl here in San Francisco who has opinions on things, and that you're enjoying them. That would really be so great for me. And yeah, you guys, that's that. If you have extra time, go ahead, binge, listen to more episodes from way back when. I know they're a little shaky, a little cringy, the first like 20 of them, but you still got like a good 90 more that you can listen to. I think a little more better. But yeah, that's on that. Thank you so much. I will see you on the next one.